Advertising billboards are everywhere in Beijing, much like the Communist Party's propaganda in the past. Adidas and Nike are doing equally well in China. The most recent figures show that both are doubling their profits year on year. Adidas opens 2 new stores in China every day. By the end of 2008, they hope to have opened a total of 5,000 stores nationwide. The shops don't look any different from what they do in New York or Berlin, and they also sell all the products they sell everywhere else in the world. Adidas has focused on soccer, producing shoes in the colours of Chelsea, Real Madrid or Liverpool. This customer says he mainly cares about quality, appearance and design. And of course, they have to be comfortable too. The prices are hardly any different from what they are in Germany. Even exclusive designer wear, such as the collection by Stella McCartney, for example, is increasingly finding buyers in China's booming market.
Because of the Olympic Games, the whole world is looking at Beijing, and that's why many big sport brands have come to China. The younger generation has become more and more interested in brand name products, and they have their stores everywhere. Another thing is that physical health is becoming more important to the Chinese people. Suddenly everyone is doing sports. Adidas in particular is bringing across a lot of this new attitude towards life.
This is the situation. China will be the second largest market in the world for us by 2010, after the American market. And if we are the market leaders in the world's second largest market, both with an individual brand and as a company, then that will have a significant impact in the world and shows what we are capable of and how strong we are.
I think we understand the geography in China very well. That's why we are able to execute and permeate the whole China in over 150 cities right now, with 4,300 over retail outlets sprung across the whole China. We are everywhere in every provinces, you know. And now I can confirm that we are the biggest in terms of the network distribution.
The logo resembles that of Nike, and the slogan comes across as a feeble replica of the Adidas slogan, "Impossible is nothing." Li Ning's motto is, "Anything is possible." The number 3 amongst the sports brands is still the leading brand in rural China, but in the big cities it's losing its market share. The products hardly differ from those of its competitors. The colours seem more subtle and the shapes and models are at least based on those of the international competition. But Li Ning's most important argument is its prices. Everything is around 30% cheaper.
We try to differentiate ourselves from the other brands, including the international brand. You see, the way we actually align our brand is young, energetic, and dare to challenge. That's the way we build our brand, combined with the Oriental element, with international design and technology. That's how we actually project our brand.
Luckily for Li Ning, the Chinese people still like to choose Chinese products for patriotic reasons.
I think it's going to be difficult for Li Ning internationally. At this global level, the sports brands are so established, so much money has been invested in them in the past 20 years, and the icons have largely been shared out that it's definitely going to be difficult for Li Ning. But in China, they definitely stand a chance, and they're entitled to it too.
And they annoy the big boys wherever they can. Li Ning also wants to profit from the games as the sponsor of Chinese medal contenders in table tennis or gymnastics. Initially, Li Ning was satisfied with 3rd place behind Nike and Adidas. The market is big enough after all. But still, the Chinese will use every chance they can get to hold on to their market share in their home country.
The standard of living has gone up and so have people's needs. That's why even the most expensive shoes sell quite well. It's a long-term investment for the buyer. It's different from those leisure things. If you really want to do sports seriously, you will need the proper equipment, and then a shoe like this isn't that expensive anymore.
An exhibition in a restored courtyard house in Beijing. What's being celebrated here as a big cultural event is really the treasure of a sports shoe collector. Finally, Yang Ji can present his precious collection to other like-minded people.
I welcome all of you who have come to my exhibition. I have been planning it for a long time, and I've dreamed of this moment. Today, it has finally come true.
The brand message has trickled down all the way into Beijing's subculture of sneakerheads, as they call themselves. Previously, they only existed in New York or Los Angeles. The sports shoe as a fetish and collector's item. This exhibition is a dream come true for Yang Ji. For a short moment, he is a star himself.
I think this collection is mind-blowing. These basketball shoes are all famous brands from abroad that have found their way to China. The whole thing in a traditional Chinese ambience. That's a very nice idea to combine the two together here.
What does Nike mean to the Chinese people? Many people, mainly younger people, but older ones too, love this brand. And the shoes are also very comfortable and they look attractive, very avant-gardist and cool. There's also a huge number of different models.
I think if we're trying to find differences between the two companies, we'd have to say that Adidas is more oriented towards the product and performance, and Nike more towards marketing. And if they need the hip-hop culture to do that, they will use it. But I don't think that Nike puts more into lifestyle than we do. We also communicate a great deal, but like I said, we're trying to do that in connection with the Olympic Games and to win the people of China by saying, we're the ones who are helping your athletes.
Die Menschen in China zu gewinnen und zu sagen, wir sind diejenigen, die euren Athleten helfen.
Unlike its competitor Nike, Adidas is placing all of its efforts in the battle for market leadership into this one huge event, the Olympic Games. And so the campaign opening in front of Beijing's historic backdrop seems a bit like the opening of a political convention, celebrated with a lot of pomp. The bigwigs in the front row, behind them a hired mass, devotion and spectacle. In January 2005, Adidas had its bid to be the sponsors for the 2008 Games accepted. They want to reap the rewards in the final spurt.
We are very delighted that you can join us here tonight for what is truly an extraordinary evening. We are here to launch our new